Hi guys, in this video let's see something different from processing language. It's like processing language, but it's a little different. So this is my blog. If you go to some articles about the processing, you can see this post, right? Processing level 1 game coding. If you come down far to the bottom, you can see this program. So this is breakout game, which you have already made using processing language, but it works on a web browser, which means this is kind of web programming. And if you click this link, you can see the source code of this. You can fork if you want, you can download, and you can see something different from the processing language. So this is setup function. In processing language, you have to use the keyword for it. But here we have used the function. This is kind of JavaScript. And if you go down the draw function, it's 2, right? So there is a little different. So this is called p5.js. Let's go to the processing.org official main website. So from all here, you can see several sister projects of processing community. The first one is called p5.js. So this is JavaScript library, which you can use processing functionality in a JavaScript language. So today in this video, we're going to see this, and another several projects are here. Process Android is let you make Android app using processing language. It's so easy, so quick to make Android app. The last one is processing Python. As you know, the Python language is one of the most popular languages in the world right now. So you can use also processing functionality in Python language too. We'll see that later. Today, let's go into the p5.js. So if you click this one, you can see this one. Oh, so let's see, p5.js is JavaScript library for creative coding, which means you can use processing capability functionality in a JavaScript language. Let's go down a little more. So if you use p5.js library, you can think of a web browser as a sketch, as a canvas. Also, you can manage all the HTML objects on a web browser, web contents, text input. So let's see what is the difference between processing and p5.js. So let's click this button. So this is called p5.js web editor. So you can edit, you can make a code here, and you can see the play button, left top corner. Let's see. So this is it. So this is the source code, right? But as you can see some difference, right? So setup function, draw function, the same, but instead of void keyword, we are using function, the keyword function. This is about the JavaScript thing. So function draw, function setup. And one more difference, create canvas is for size function. So there are a little difference from the processing language. So after mastering processing language, you can see some document which describe the difference of those two kind of environment. So let's see what it can do. Mouse Y, 100, and semicolon at the end, right? And play once again. So you can see. Also, let's go to my blog. So if you click the play button here, you can play the game, right? Also, you can, if you click this one, you can see the source code. So we have to know what kind of difference are there. So let's go to the p5.js website. And how to go there? Okay, let's go to the once again. So if you go to the get started, you can see some. Let's see some. Okay, so you can have some information on this site, but if you go down a little more, where is that? Yeah, here, processing transition tutorial. So which means if you already know the processing language, you can click this site and you can see this document. So let's see the overview of difference. So from here to down there, yeah, you have all the information to use the p5.js library if you already know the processing language. So instead of a size function, you can use create canvas. Also, frame rate variable is not used in p5.js, just use the function. And this kind of preload is about the JavaScripting. So if you already know the web programming, you can understand what this means. But if you don't know how to make front-end web programming, just skip this. So mouse pressed variable is replaced with mouse is pressed. Also, in mobile or web device, you can use some kind of touch, right? So mouse X, yeah, you can use, and touch X, you can use it too. And this pop post thing is about transforming, so which we will see later. If you want to make some kind of artwork, this is very important. But right now, just skip that. So that's the thing. So, and the variable has some difference. So in processing language, you have to declare the data type of the variable. In JavaScript, it does not. Just use let keyword or var keyword. You will see this in the example. So this is the simple processing program, right? But you can use this thing for JavaScript version p5.js. Also, let's see that. So this is the thing. So in processing language, you have to use int I equals 0. But in JavaScript, use the keyword var. There are no need to declare the data type of the variable. So array thing, so something different. Let's see the difference. So here, if you click this one, yeah, this is p5.js, right? Yeah, this is processing language. So there are some kind of difficulties in understanding how to declare a variable in processing and JavaScript. So there are some kind of difference, a big difference. So you have to used to how to declare the variable and how to use the variable array too. So there are some difference. So let's see the difference a little deeper. So in the right side, this is processing language. In the left side, this is p5.js version. So for declaring the variable, you have to use the data type for each variable. But in p5.js, you don't need to. Just use the var keyword. There is no need to declare. There is no need to say the data type of the variable. But for the array, it's quite much different. So in the right side, you can declare the variable as a two-dimensional, and you can allocate the memory space too, all together. But in the JavaScript is dynamic type binding. It's a little difficult concept. So at first you have to declare just one-dimensional array. And let's go to the setup function. If you go down there, yeah, this is for that. So after declaring just one variable, one-dimensional variable, you can make it into two-dimensional. This is quite difficult. So let me explain this one. So at first, bricks is one-dimensional array as a global variable, right? But bricks x. So at first, x should be 0, right? X is starting from 0. So let's see, bricks 0. I mean this one, bricks 0 equal array, which means with this statement, bricks array has changed into two-dimensional array, which means the first element of bricks is also array. So at first, bricks is a one-dimensional array, right? And the first element should be array 2, which means it's gonna be changed into two-dimensional. So with this statement, the bricks I element contain array, and you can use two indexes because right now the bricks 0 is array. So bricks 0, 0, right? Should also start with 0. So bricks 0, 0 should be initialized in a random value. So you have to look at this JavaScript code, and let's go there. And where's that? Yeah, this code and this processing code. You have to get the difference. Quite difficult. Let me explain once again. Yeah, so here the bricks is one-dimensional array. There is no element. So you can add on, you can insert each element one by one, right? So bricks was initialized one empty one-dimensional array, and in a setup function, it's going to be changed into two-dimensionally. So and each element can be inserted into the two-dimensional array. Yes, I know it's really hard to understand the difference from JavaScript and processing language. Let me go into the deeper. So here the openprocessing.org, this website, so you can make a kind of, you can use processing language using p5.js on this website too. So this is on the processing main official website, and this is another site. So sign up and you can create your sketch too. So click the sketch button. So this is so this is just for simple template. So if you run, you can see the code, the actions, right? And click this link. And if you save this, you can name it, and later you can share it. And like me, you can share your p5.js code on your blog too. You'll know that soon. So here, let's study the array. So here, var my array equal. This is just one-dimensional array, right? And in a setup function, let's try something. So you can have one element here, and you can have one-dimensional here too. One element here too. Not this one. So let's print this my array thing. Okay, there's a type here. So you can print my array variable too. So let's run this code. So on bottom, you can see the array element has 0, 1, right? Two elements. Let's change a little more. So my array second element can be array like this. And let's print the array once again. So let's run it. See this printout? So the second printout has a little difficult to understand, right? So let's write here. So the first element is 0, the second element is 0, but the third element is array. JavaScript array is really flexible. So the first element is integer, second one integer, the third one is list array, right? This is quite flexible. Right now, do you understand what this means? This is just empty one-dimensional array, right? Instead of function, you can add on each element. So the first element should be empty list, which means before running here, the bricks element is just empty array, right? But after letting the x equal 0, so there is another keyword let, and you can use var keyword here too. There's a little difference using var and let, but it doesn't matter right now. So you can use var or let here. So bricks 0 should be array, right? So here the bricks 0, which means the first element will be array. So new element is inserted. So from now on, the bricks array is one dimensional already, and the first element is empty array too. And in an inner for loop, the bricks 0, 0 has a random number, which means there is one element here randomly, and in this for loop, there is another element will be inserted here. So after running one time the innermost for loop, the bricks array should be one dimensional array, and the first element is array, and there's several random numbers right here. Do you understand? So after finishing all the nested for loop, the array is just one dimensional, and each element is an array. So finally, it's two dimensional. Do you understand? So each element will be random number. So finally, we have two dimensional random array. Yeah, finally, let me make a conclusion of this video. So there are several sister projects of processing language. The p5.js is kind of web version of processing language. So if you use the p5.js, you can make your own processing program into JavaScript version. Yes, I know that's quite difficult. So you have to read this document first, and you can try to convert your simple processing program into JavaScript. If you have any problems, difficulties, so let me know in this video. So please ask some questions.